welcome back to my channel, Ask DeAvila Sadé, with your host, Dr. DeAvila Sadé, and I'm back with a new video. If you are new to my channel is where mental health meets millennial, with just a sprinkle of my Microlocs journey here and there, and some travel vlogs here and there. And I'm back with the video, y'all. This is a video I haven't done in years. I am gonna do a life update. I mean, y'all probably don't care about what my life is looking like for real. But yeah, I'm gonna do a life update. I'm not gonna do the typical life update. I'm gonna actually be taking down my hair. Today, I done had these braids in for about a week and a half, and they crusty and dusty, and it's time to go. So I will be taking down my hair. I just did my Microlocs in some braids, and I put like between 5 and 6 Microlocs in each braid. So yeah, I probably got maybe right at 50, who knows? So that's what I'll be doing. I'm gonna give y'all an update because so much has happened to me just over the course of the past couple of years. I won't go back too far, just what's been happening over the past couple of months. So let's get into it. Now, before I start taking these down, I am going to first get some of this Royal Oil Scalp Elixir, because I'm gonna wear, I guess, the braid out for a couple of days before I wash my hair. So y'all know, because of little seborrheic dermatitis, I be needing a little extra care because I really need to be washing my hair once a week. But I kept these in because sometimes I do what I'm supposed to do. I mean, don't we all? So yeah, I'm just going to put that on my scalp. So also, y'all know I'm on a journey to grow my edges in a little fuller, especially where it's like super sparse. So I've been using this oil since January. It is the Scalp Teeny, and it's the anti-dandruff and follicle stimulator. I think my condition might just be, I'm not gonna say this is not working. I'm gonna just say my condition might be something that needs something a little different, a little stronger. So, but we're still gonna keep on putting it on there. So I usually put it on twice a day on that spot, and I just kind of massage it in. So that is it. That's all I really do. I try not to put edge control on my edges right now while I'm using this, because I just want to just kind of leave my edges alone. So that's why y'all been seeing me looking super natural. This is why. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into my life update. Okay, so my first life update, I also had rubber bands on all of my ends when I did this. But I popped them all off before I came on camera because I just didn't want to spend too much time worrying about those. So I just went through all of them and hopefully got all of them, but I popped all the rubber bands off already. But yes, my first life update, I moved. Yes, I moved. Y'all know, if y'all been following me, that I've been wanting to move for some years now. Y'all really don't even know how much I want to move, but you know, I could say I moved to Atlanta. Yes, I am in the A. I have wanted to come here so long, but I always let something kind of deter me from coming. So I'll give y'all some backstory. I went to the University of Tennessee in Knoxville for undergrad, and because I was a 5th year, y'all. Yes, Big Doctor was a 5th year, so I was there. I was a transfer already, but yeah, I had to stay there a little extra. I had to stay in undergrad a little extra year. But anyway, on one of those years, it had to been 2013. Now, I'm from Memphis, born and raised Memphis. Memphis is in me, is in my veins. Born and raised, but yeah, I was at Knoxville, and I had never been to Atlanta, so it was Martin Luther King weekend. In 2013. So January 2013 is Martin Luther King weekend, and my friends and I decided that, hey y'all, let's do something for Martin Luther King. And we got this Monday off, let's do something. So they were just like, let's go to Atlanta. It's probably, I think, about 3 hours from Knoxville. Let's go to Atlanta. We can go see Martin Luther King house, his church, and like an exhibit that they had. off of Auburn Avenue. You know, Auburn Avenue is really big because a lot of great things happen for Black people in there. I definitely made these small. Baby, I don't think I've ever braided my hair this small. So I really don't know. It took me 3 hours to put this in here, y'all. Yes, I woke up one morning like super early. I couldn't sleep, and I just came in, washed my hair, and started putting these in. But I'm sure it's gonna look cute when it's done. That was one braid. Ooh, child. But look, they came out real cute, super defined. I'm so used to doing chunky braid outs that, yeah. But anywho, I end up saying, yeah, I'll go with them. Saying I would go with them. So we ended up going to Atlanta. We just did a day trip. So we went that Monday and came back that Monday. We didn't spend the night. And when I got there, it felt like this electricity. Like, oh my God, y'all can't even explain it. I had got the bug. Again, this was 2013. I had got the bug. So we went to Martin Luther King's house. That's when you were able to go inside his childhood home and walk around. You know, we passed by the AUC. So I was like, oh my God, I love this. I said, I would love to possibly live here. You know, I'm one of them people, if it feel right, I'm going to go with it. Sometimes that might be the problem. I follow my heart too much. I need to make sure I just a little bit of reason with it as well. Now that I'm older, of course I was in my 20s then, but now that I'm older, I definitely try to do a little both of still leading with my heart or my discernment while also using my brain, because we got to rationalize some things, but try not to overthink things. But yeah, so that was my little first run-in with Atlanta. So I was already hooked. Well, at this point, it's the year before I graduated. I graduated in 2014, May 2014. So it's 2013, and I am entering into my last, 2 semesters as an undergrad student. And you got to go to advising, which I'm sure a lot of y'all know. You got to go to advising. And at that point, I had realized I wanted to be a therapist. Like, everything had changed. I think at some point I was like a pre-pharmacy major. I was going to do pharmacy. Anyway, so I was working with an advisor, to figure out what all I needed to graduate in those 2 semesters. Because with those 2 semesters, because I changed my major and all that, I had to take a lot more classes. So that fall semester, I had to take 18 hours. And then that spring, I had to take 21. Just so I could graduate, because I didn't want to go to summer school and I didn't want to stay past 5 years. Because I was like, So my advisor was just like, oh, you need to think. I saw I want to be a therapist. She was like, you should consider doing social work. And y'all know I've told this story on my channel before, but I was just like, girl, did you hear what I said? I want to be a therapist, not snatch babies. Like, what you talking about? And she's like, she made me go look up what you could do with a master's in social work, because we knew I had to go to grad school. So I was like, whew. So I looked at it up. Long story short, I see that you can be a therapist. You can own your own private practice. It was so much. You can work in the hospitals. It was so much you could do with your social work degree. Go ahead and check out my post-MSW series, my post-master in social work series, where I'm highlighting my journey and giving y'all tips and tricks if you are also getting your master's in social work, or you have just gotten your master's in social work. And hopefully it would be helpful to you, because I wish I would have had something like that when I was in school. But yeah. So I decided I'm going to get me a MSW, which is a master's in social work. And I knew 2 things. I knew either I wanted to stay at UT Knox, because my friends were still there. I wanted to stay there. My best friends were still there. And because I was just a little bit older, I was like 2 years older than everybody. So So I wanted to stay with them. And we were going to get an apartment and all of those great things, right? It was the perfect plan. But, then I was like, I kind of want to leave Knoxville. I'm like, I done been here for these couple of years as a transfer student. I think I'm really ready to leave Knoxville. Well, I went ahead and was like, okay, I need to have more than one option. Just like when I did undergrad, to get into undergrad, you apply for multiple schools. I was like, let me just apply for like one more school. And I started looking at, MSW programs near me, and lo and behold, Clark Atlanta University in Atlanta, Georgia has a master's in social work. What really drew me to Clark, one, it was a HBCU. I didn't really get told a lot about HBCUs when I was in high school. So I feel like that I wish we would have had those talks, or I wish I would have known people. Like my cousin, he went to Xavier, but he went for pharmacy school. He did undergrad at university. So a lot of my family, he went to university in Memphis or schools in the area. But I was like, oh, Clark is a HBCU. It's in Atlanta. I loved Atlanta when I went. You know, all of these great things. And then what I really, really liked about it, and no judgment, y'all, because this is a no judgment space, is I'm not, you know, standardized tests give me high anxiety, like super, super bad. I'm always feeling like, even though I just didn't struggle with standardized tests, it was the anxiety around it. I always passed. So but the ACT really the ACT, because I would see people making like, you know, 27s and 28s, and your girl was probably making a 22 on that ACT at that point. But blame Memphis City Schools. I'm not going to take responsibility for that. Blame Memphis City Schools for that. I said what I said. So I had a little anxiety, and Clark Atlanta did not require you to have to take the GRE versus UT Knox did require you to have to take the GRE. And I was like, well, let me do one where I don't have to, it won't be based off, it'll just be based off my grades versus like my ability to pass a standardized test. I was like, let me go do it. So this is where the story might get a little juicy, y'all. Again, take in mind how young I was. This is over 10 years ago. And this is before my prefrontal cortex had developed. I had started back talking to an ex that lived in Memphis and that was attending the University of Memphis. Oh my God, today. So he was all in my ear, letting me know, like, you should come back home and, you know, we could really be together if we could be together if you come back home. You know, I done really worked on myself. I was like, you know, the hopeful romantic in me is like, oh my God, maybe this is supposed to happen. So I was just like, yeah, but I really want to stay with my friends, or I either want to go to Atlanta. And basically he was just like, we can't work if you go any further or you stay away. So what this gentleman, who will remain nameless, what he did was find out that University of Memphis had a master's in social work program and sent me like all the information. They had a informational that was like a live informational that you could watch online. Whoop-de-whoop. So he sent me all this. He's like, they have one too. And I was just like, but I don't want to come home. Like, you're not hearing what I'm saying. I don't want to come home. Like, that wasn't in my plans. So, you know, basically he ended up weighing me down, like, just see if you get accepted and just, you know, basically like take it from there. Anyway, I take the GRE in the fall semester of 2013 while I'm taking those 18 hours. And I'm also working at that time as well. I was working the entire time I was in college because I had my own apartment since I was 18. So I didn't get the traditional stay on campus. That was never a part of my college journey. But yeah, so I end up going ahead and applying for grad school for Clark. I applied for UT Knox and I applied for University of Memphis. And I got into all three. Yeah, your girl got into all three. I was good because I was scared about the scores. I was like, is this good enough? Like, I really couldn't really interpret the scores, like what would be considered good score, because they didn't have, like, I don't think they had it on the website of what your scores needed to be at UT Knox or University of Memphis on the GRE for you to even be considered. I just didn't know. But regardless, I got accepted into all of them. And I was like, okay, cool. So the thing with UT Knox was they let me know first, but UT Knox gave me 2 weeks to decide. I had 2 weeks to put down some money to secure my space. Put down money to secure my space because I think you were staying on campus. Like, I don't think they had like maybe a grad dorm. I could be wrong, but it was a reserve your seat, but I think it might have got taken off your tuition. It was like $200, something I could have asked my parents for, could have took out a loan for, because I was working at Walgreens and I was paying bills. I was going part-time, so I wasn't making that much money. That's when I probably was making like $8 an hour at that point. So I knew I could have asked my parents if I really, really needed it, but I was just like, why I gotta make a decision in 2 weeks? Like, I was just like, I don't know, because at that point I hadn't heard back from anyone else. I hadn't heard back from anyone else. University of Memphis lets me know that I was accepted after UT Knox. So I'm just like, okay, this is what messed me up with Clark. And it's no shade to Clark or anybody that was working admissions at that time. But I didn't find out I got acceptance to Clark until after I had moved back to Memphis. And I was probably about 2 months away from starting my grad program. I had already made a decision. I had already accepted. I already did financial. Like, Clark didn't let me know until June of 2014. And I started school August 2014. So I had already relocated my life at that point because I had decided to go ahead, come on home, and move back home with my parents and go to University of Memphis. Because I was like, well, you know, my friends, they family live here anyway, so they'll be home for the holidays. They only got 1 more year, and I will be there 2 years. So when they leave, what am I going to do? You know, I'm like, I mean, of course I can make friends, but at that point, everything I just felt like I rationalized coming home for a man. That's what I did. I rationalized picking a man being the reason of how I picked my college education. Wouldn't be the first time. But yes, so that's what thing with Clark, and they was blowing up my phone in June, let me know I had got accepted. I was like, why y'all wait so long to let me know I had got accepted? Like, I had applied for them the year before, almost about a year and a half, and y'all let me know so late. So Clark probably wasn't gonna be in my cards anyway, because UT Knox gave me 2 weeks to make a decision, and I wasn't ready to make a decision for them. And, like I said, University of Memphis. So that's how I ended up in University of Memphis. I got my master's. Me and the guy broke up, as you probably already knew. We broke up. I started in August. We broke up. We really had broke up a couple times, even that first semester. That young stuff. But we definitely fully broke up that January of 2015. And that was it. We were done. Like, it wasn't no talking. We would walk past each other on campus. It was done after that. So, yeah. So this is the long story of saying that I've always wanted to go to Clark, but things got in the way. So after I graduated with my master's, I went ahead and got licensed in Arkansas. I was in Tennessee. I got licensed in Arkansas. And at that point, I'm just trying to get my clinical hours so I can sit for my LCSW. I had already set and passed my LMSW. So at that point, it didn't seem like a good time to move to Atlanta because I'm still trying to get my hours. I'm fresh in the field. Then once I got my LCSW, I started my doctorate program. So I passed my LCSW January 3rd, 2019, and then like January 20th, 21st, something like that, I started my doctorate program, which ended up being a 4-year program. Because I was just like, also, why would I move? And, I'm in the midst of my doctorate program, even though it was virtual, most of it was virtual, except for you had to go to campus for like 2 weeks. And then there was a class I was taking, they had a campus in Memphis as well, free Hardman. But yeah. So I kept on making excuses of why. I could have definitely did my doctorate program. And then when I went to full-time private practice, I was working for myself, and it was at first it wasn't virtual, but then it was virtual because of the pandemic. I could have moved to Atlanta. It was just so many times, and y'all seen it in vlogs of me apartment shopping, wanting to come to Atlanta and just never coming. So finally, what helped me finally commit was it was sometime this year. No, this year. It was after I graduated my doctorate. I graduated my doctorate December 2022. Yeah, I graduated my doctorate December 2022. But instead of coming to Atlanta, because I had saved a little bit, but not much, I decided to go ahead and get an apartment in Memphis just to kind of, see what life is going to look like this first year out of having my doctorate, like what other opportunities are going to present for me and all of that. So that's why, another reason why I just didn't come after I graduated, because I could have, but I didn't. And last year I was just tired. I had got so tired of playing it safe. I had got so tired of just feeling like, damn, like, bitch, you ever gonna go? Excuse me, y'all. Sometimes I be cursing. You ever gonna go? Like, you've been saying this. People keep asking me, oh, I thought you was moving to Atlanta. I thought you, and you know, you just done told everybody. And it's just like, dang, what is keeping me here? So I finally was like, all right, I'm gonna give myself 6 months to plan for Atlanta. 6 months to plan. And I'm gonna go. And that's how we got here. I moved here January 2024. And I'm excited about what Atlanta has to bring for me. I'm excited about the networking opportunities. I'm excited about just, meeting people. I'm excited, if love is on the horizon as well. I'm excited to embrace that. I'm ready for something new. I truly am. I'm ready for something new. I'm really trying to be gentle with these braids because they're so small. Like I said, I've never done them this small on me at all. I might rock this braid out for like another week. Scalp is gonna be on fire. I'm just joking. Not with that scalp elixir, but we'll see. I'll probably watch. I just don't even know what my next style is gonna be. This is also like the longest that I have gone without a retie. It's not super long. I'm probably at 6 weeks, and it's gonna be 8 weeks when I go and get another retie. Because I am still going to teach myself, but until then, I'm going to go to my girl and get my retie. So we're just trying to mask these roots with every style possible. What I want to also discuss is, like, I think people, might say, why did you move to Atlanta? Why you didn't move somewhere else? Like I said, outside of my heart has just been telling me to come here. I just feel like I want to be in a city that is just so in love with Black people and just so many different kinds of Black people. Like, I'm so excited to be really immersed in that. I also just want to grow DeAvila Sadé. DeAvila Sadé has been open for 4 years as a private practice. And in those 4 years, I've obtained my doctorate. In those 4 years, I have added consulting services. I have added speaking engagement services. I have added supervision for LMSWs in the state of Tennessee and now in the state of Georgia. And I just really want to grow and network with other Black social workers who don't have a crab in the barrel mentality. I think Memphis really kind of shows you that some people just don't desire to, they're so afraid of you taking from them. If you get this opportunity, that means something about them, and that, basically like they're losing or whatever. Like, it's very crab in the barrel mentality in Memphis. And I feel like hopefully in Atlanta, it's all about people like, it's opportunity for everybody. Like, it is opportunity for everybody. Like, everybody can eat. And just being able to share, because I am such a person that willfully shares. Anything that I know, I'm always willing. Look at that. Look at her. I'm always willing to share. So I just want to be surrounded with more like-minded people. Of course, I have my tribe in Memphis for sure. I have my tribe. But I want to increase that. Like, I never meet a stranger. I'm always about truly pouring into other people, especially people that look like me. So I'm excited to surround myself with people like that. I'm excited to increase my speaking engagements. Usually I might do one once a month, or maybe once every 2 months. And I really want to do like multiple ones. I also want to start hosting my own. So I want to get approved as a CEU provider so I can give CEUs for my speaking engagements versus having to go through other organizations to provide the CEUs for my talks. So yeah, that's really what I really want. I want to grow in my career. What would be really exciting, if y'all don't mind me sharing with y'all, you know how I said I really want to go to Clark and didn't get an opportunity to go, even though I got accepted. I would really like to go and just teach a course, possibly at Clark, or just have a speaking engagement at Clark for free. Like, I would do it for free. And just for their MSW students, like teaching them how to create multiple streams of income, and, you know, just like really pouring into the social workers, especially social workers that look like me. Really pour into them. Like, that's something I want to do. I reached out to Clark. I reached out to their social work department maybe about a week ago. Yes, probably was a week ago. And I'm going to try to reach out to them again because I know things can get with the hustle and bustle. But I had spoken at a couple of HBCUs and I really, really like it. And I was like, say, since I'm here, why not, you know, do it to the one where I wanted to go to in the first place, you know? I feel like that would be such a full circle moment for me, considering this has been 10 years in the making of me coming to Atlanta, that finally, you know, where I wanted to go is where I am helping, you know. So if y'all know somebody at Clark, Atlanta, y'all know somebody in the social work field, you know, tell them your girl wants to come speak for the MSW program for free, please. So yeah, I'm hoping that I get that opportunity. I'm hoping to make more friends. My friend said I can't bring no more friends to the friend group because I am the friend that makes a friend and brings a friend into the friend group so we can all be friends. I definitely know that, you know, it's okay to have separate friend groups. Like, I get it. Like, I got my friends and then I got my maybe social work friends and then I have my sorors. Like, I get it. But sometimes if we all are like-minded, like the people that I travel with for sure, I want to see if y'all want to be friends. For the most part, it works. Not all the time, but for the most part, it works. But I want to make some more friends. So I did reach out to 2 Black psychologists. When I first got to Atlanta, I attended one of their trainings on psych evaluation, and they did so good. And I reached out, and we went out for coffee, and it was just so much fun. Then one of them happened to be one of my sorors. I was like, look at that. So that was great. And I met 2 neighbors in my apartment complex. So we've been hanging out, and I've been enjoying, like, getting to hang out with them. So like I said, I'm always up for meeting friends. Like, I'm never like no new friends. If they're healthy and they're nice and they're kind, then they're a girl's girl. We can do this thing. I would also like more male friends, like, you know, platonic male friends. Just male friends you can just hang out with. But I be feeling like that's a tall order at times. But that would be nice too. And like I said earlier, I am open to fall in love. I've been single for a little second now, but I am open if it's right. It's no force. I enjoy my alone time. I enjoy my happiness and my solitude in my singleness. So if it happens, it happens. I don't think it's my main focus. I'm just putting it out there because I did eat my grapes under the table this New Year's. So, you know, just like, Lord, if you hear me, just go ahead, you know, just go ahead. Let your will be done in my life, okay? Please rebuke anybody that is not of you in my life, coming in my life. Please. And let the exes of yesteryear, please go on with their life. Please, please, please. We're not even gonna be messy like that, but I just want to be left alone, y'all. Just go on about your business, please, please. So I really want to talk about, like, what does this new season of social work look like for me? When I first was even thinking of getting into the field, I was just like, I just want to do therapy. I just want to be a therapist. Like, I could not have dreamt this big about the possibilities of what you can do with social work. So, but my goal has always, I want to help people. I want to help people that look like me. But now that I've been in the field 10 years providing therapy, I want something more. So this year, I feel like He giving me what I want, because everything has not been the easiest transition with therapy. As far as, you know, I really feel like, we in a recession, even if they're not gonna say it. So, you know, people are not as consistent with therapy. And then of course that makes it hard on the therapist as well, which is why I always say you gotta have multiple streams of income, because you keep exchanging time for money, and baby, you're gonna be exhausted, and then you can't count those eggs that haven't hatched. So you can say that, oh, I got 65 clients on the schedule this month, and by the end of the month, you may have only seen 40, 45, who knows? So it's hard. But I feel like I got into this field because I was a natural nurturer, and I was a natural, like, I pour into people. But I also, working through my own stuff in therapy, realized that, I just always felt like I had to work for love. Like, I had to, if I could be everything for you, your listening ear, your confidant, your whatever, your anything, I had to play that role. And I feel like that's a reason of how I chose my career. It's because I just genuinely, almost in a sense, felt like my role was, and it sounds so bad, but at least it's honest, at that time, thank God for therapy, I had to be your superhero. Like, I had to be the person that kept you from feeling bad, kept your feelings, like these whole cognitive distortions or these unrealistic expectations of I can be everything to everybody. And now that I know, through my own work in therapy and just through growth, and maturing in age, is realizing that, baby, first of all, you ain't got to do none of that. You don't have to. You gotta live for you. You only got one life, and you up here trying to be everything to everybody, and then they still not gonna be happy. They still not gonna be satisfied. They still gonna find something wrong. They still gonna chastise you. Anytime you're not perfect because you keep trying to live up to the expectation that you have to be perfect, anytime, it's never, they gonna always find a flaw. So, and then you internalizing, like, I need to work harder. No, baby, you can't. It doesn't exist. Perfection doesn't exist. I just tried to be perfect. And now that I've been doing this for so long, I realize some clients, you're gonna help and some you're not. Some gonna like you and some are not. Some you gonna like and some you are not. And the goal is, if they're not getting better, refer them out. Like, send them on their way. Give them, allow them to get a fresh set of eyes on them. And this is not, geared towards anybody. It's just being honest about a complex that some therapists may have of, they feel guilty when they can't, when the clients aren't showing, aren't changing. Like, we know change does not happen over time, but also sometimes you can plant the seeds, but another therapist has to water it. And that's just real life. That's real stuff. That's real spit. So, understanding that, one, I got into this field probably through a complex of feeling like I have to save people. And now that I am older and mature and realizing that I do not have to do that, I'm tired of doing it. I am at this point where I'm ready to, because social work is such a vast career, I'm ready to do something else. I think I'm in my education bag, y'all. I really just want to teach the social workers of tomorrow. Like, that is my passion. I want to knock down barriers and knock down walls of what people think social workers are, who they are, and what they can do. Like, I want to destigmatize what it means to be a social worker. Like I said, you don't have to be a martyr for this degree. You can make a great living and still help people. Like, they can be synonymous, They're not mutually exclusive. So I really want to help the social workers of tomorrow, like, help mold them in them being able to be really great clinicians, if that's what they choose to be, but also for them to stretch their imagination of what they want as a career. It doesn't have to be strictly clinical. You don't have to be clinical at all. Ouch. You don't have to be clinical at all. It just needs to be something that you want to do. I want to make sure they're not lowballing themselves. I'm making sure that making sure people put respect on their license and on their degree. So yeah, I really want to I want to grow my supervision part of my practice, so I can replace that with replace therapy with that. That's what I want to do more supervision. I want to also, like I said, continue to do speaking engagements geared towards continuing education for social workers that are out in the field. So getting those, becoming a CEU provider would be really nice. I'm working on the application now. So that's something I will also want. Believe it or not, I will also want to grow I would want to grow my YouTube channel. Like, now I know if y'all are still watching, y'all literally must really mess with your girl, because people really come over here for these Microlocs. And yes, I'm, taking down these braids out of my Microlocs, but if it be educational, and this is how it has always been since I started the channel. Y'all know I started this channel in 2017. Yeah, I started my YouTube channel in 2017. And it was, of course, still DeAvila Sadé, but people would send me in letters, right? They would send me in letters, and I would answer them as a clinician. Even though I wasn't fully licensed, I would answer them. I would still put the disclaimer, like, this is not a replacement for therapy, y'all. But yeah, I loved mental health so much, and I just want to give back. And I went from just doing the letters to, like, reading books and doing reviews on it, and then just mental health content, right? That's what I did. And then it came September 2021. Here's the Microlocs content. I started, I got my locks when I was getting ready to go into my dissertation, and I just didn't really feel like doing my hair. I had to worry about. That's one less thing I just wanted to have to worry about. And the channel blew up. Like, I was struggling just to get 100 followers or subscribers a year, to now we damn near at 5,000 at the time of this video. And I'm just like, all because of Microlocs? Like, people really be on this, and I appreciate it, but I feel like, again, like I'm losing like my core of why I started YouTube, because y'all, I know y'all like seeing me do my hair or give you tips, but I'm not a cosmetologist. I'm not a loctician. I'm not really a hair girly. I'm probably one of the most laziest naturals that you probably gonna ever meet. Now, granted, I wanted to start a YouTube channel when I went natural at UT when I was an undergrad. I had got a camera and everything, and I never did it, and I always regretted it. Hence why I did the hair YouTube then, but I really wish I would have did it in undergrad, because I probably would have really blew up. But needless to say, the mental health content is why I started my YouTube channel, and now I just feel like if it's not Microlocs, the views aren't there. And I feel, not that I don't like doing Microlocs content, but I almost feel like forced to do Microlocs content in order to keep subscribers coming in. And I just try to, sprinkle the mental health in. Like, I know I'd be like, well, where mental health, Miss Melinda, was just a sprinkle of my Microlocs journey. It's the complete opposite, okay? It is, this is a Microlocs channel with a sprinkle of mental health, and I don't like it. I don't like that. So I really want to continue, growing and getting people to come to the channel for both, like for the Microlocs, but also like the mental health. And it just seems like people are just not interested in the mental health content. And that makes me sad, because that's the one that's really going to be useful, is the mental health. Microlocs, I mean, it's great, but I be feeling like, I put my heart and soul into all the things that I do. I just feel bad when sometimes it's not received, because it's almost like, why do I keep doing this? Like, why do I continue to, put this content out here, or why I even continue to do the, trying to, but I'm just like, I'm trying to just be authentic with myself. Like, D, you love mental health. You love Microlocs, but you love mental health. You can't stop doing it because the views aren't there. Because if that was so, you would have been stopped doing it maybe the first year of YouTube. Because I didn't get monetized until last year. Again, doing Microlocs for a year straight on my channel. So I really hope that I start attracting more people for the mental health, like the post MSW series. Y'all, my arm is tired. The post MSW series. And I plan on doing some more series as well. I might also start bringing on other people to like interview on my channel, because I know there's a series I want to do that I feel like it would be good hearing from different fields, not just social work or not just counseling field. But we'll see, because I'm still gotta write out the scripts for that. But yeah, that's kind of where I want to go with my career. I want to try to edge on out of private practice. I'm ready for something new. I'm ready for something bigger. Oh yeah, we are into the last section. I had to take just a little break and just go full throttle. But look at her, the hang time. Yes, I be leaning my head so y'all think my hair is longer than what it is. But listen, for real, the hang time is there. Let's go ahead and get this last section done. I think the last thing I just kind of wanted to talk about in this life update is, y'all, I know I said I'm interested in finding love, and I'm not opposed to it, but the way I be dating myself, oh my God, I'm falling in love with myself. Okay, I was already in love with baby girl, but I just fall in love with her more and more every day. All jokes aside, I've been doing a lot of things since I graduated my doctorate where it's just been solely focused on what I want to try, like not being afraid to try new things, even right before I got my doctorate. So one thing I did, and it's a lot about reliving like either childhood things that I have done that I want to get back to doing, or that I never got the opportunity to do as a child because my childhood was very much so chaotic. So I didn't get the typical childhood that I would, or at least the one I would have decided that I would want for my children. I would want a difference. If I had children, I would want different for them. I would want better for them. But I have been doing things to kind of relive my childhood, heal that inner child within myself. So I took swimming lessons. I have a little video, like my Microlocs while swimming. You actually get to see me go to my swimming lessons. I go for like a week. And at the end, I'm jumping in the deep end and swimming up. So, but yeah, y'all, I took swimming lessons. Y'all, I am definitely afraid of swimming, like water. Even now, even though I'm taking the swimming lessons, I would, before I go to any beach trip or any swimming trip that's going to require me to be in the water, I think I'm going to do a refresher because it's something I want to do consistently. I should have did it consistently, but so much happened after I took those swim lessons, like personally, that it derailed me from continuing on. But I did learn how to swim. So that was one thing that I did for myself to relive like my childhood or heal my inner child. I'm gonna say relive my childhood, but to heal my inner child. Another thing I did like a 1,000 or 2,000 piece puzzle. I'll never do that sugar honey iced tea again, but I'm glad I did. Like I did a whole puzzle by myself. It took weeks. Like I documented it on Twitter, but it took weeks for me to finish that puzzle. And I was like, okay, this is not something that I missed. But whether I like it or not, I have been trying things to see if I like it. Of course, I've done zip lining. What else? I started coloring for self-care. Coloring is not really my thing, I see. I took a pottery class recently, maybe about less than a year ago, probably about 6 months ago. And that was fun. So trying to, do the ghost stuff, the movie Ghost for the young ones that don't know. Trying to, Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore up in that thing. Actually, this past weekend, I took a cooking class, an adult cooking class, and we learned how to make authentic pasta from Italy. And y'all, go on my TikTok. It should be on my YouTube as well, where you can go kind of see my little short that I did. But yeah, y'all, I have really been doing things to get myself uncomfortable. Doing things I feel like would be so much fun that would just pour into me. And I'll find stuff on like Eventbrite and do it. Like I did a wine tasting recently. Now that ain't got nothing to do with child because nobody should be drinking wine as a child, at least not in the United States. But I took a wine class. I just been doing things by myself. Like my commitment has been to try one new thing a week, if not every week, every 2 weeks, where I'll just go and do something by myself and put myself out there. So I went to an art show recently that was really good, a Black art show. So it was good seeing these Black artists and their work. And just, immersing myself in the culture has been really great. So that is something that I truly, 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 truly love doing. And I'm going to continue on because, like I said, I really want to heal that inner child. I just want to give myself everything that I didn't get as a child. And it's just like, opportunity. I used to play the violin from 5th through 7th grade, but then we moved. And then so I had to go to another school in my 8th grade. I moved around a lot, y'all. So I probably went to like 7 or 8 schools just in like my elementary, middle, and high school all together. But I took violin lessons and I love taking violin lessons. Like, but when we moved, they didn't have an orchestra program at the school that I went to, and I had to stop. So, you know, my mom was a single mom. My parents were divorced, and she was getting it, trying to just survive. So we didn't get the opportunity. You know, it was already hard trying to do it. Luckily, my school that I went to offered it for free, you know, through the program. So she ended up buying me my own violin, which was great. And mom, maybe she can turn 75 cents into $75. Like, I don't know how baby girl do, but she know how to do it. And I was just really grateful. However, since we moved, I had to stop. And that was one thing that I was like, I really want to get back to playing the violin, or seeing if I still like to play the violin. So I'm thinking about this year taking violin lessons. I'm thinking that's something I might want to do. Maybe private lessons. I don't know if I'm going to invest in a violin right off the bat. Like, hopefully I can find a place where they let you rent the violin for your lesson, like the fee. Maybe there's a fee and you can rent a violin for your lesson. But yeah, I really think I want to try violin lessons again to see if I like it, because I used to love playing, and I was first chair. So your girl was good. Even though she was young, she was good. So hopefully I can get back to playing the violin, or I might learn another instrument. I read treble clef, so I started kind of like learning the piano at a time, but I just never continued on with it as well. I was really into writing, and that's another thing. I really want to write a book, and I started on a manuscript, but I put it down. So that's another thing that's been happening. I've been feeling like there are so many projects that I want to work on, and not enough of me to work on them. Like, you know, I feel like I used to do so much in my 20s. Like, I feel like I could just I didn't have to sleep. I didn't have to do nothing. I just had to go. And now, entering close to the mid 30s, I'm just like, this is a lot of energy. And so I find myself feeling like I have to pause some projects in order to truly, I'm one of those that have to truly focus on one thing at a time, like to fully execute it. And I haven't been doing that recently, and I feel like I'm what they say, a jack of all trades, masters of nothing. Like, I'm not completing anything because I'm working on so many different projects at one time. So I'm really, you know, having a tug of war with myself as in, do I need to put some projects aside for like a quarter and just focus on, you know, one project or whatever the case may be? I don't know. It kind of saddens me because I just want to do all things, and I know in reality I really need to build a team. Like, I need a team. I can't do everything by myself. I'm used to doing everything by myself, like even in private practice. I'm used to doing everything by myself, and if I really want to go further, I know it's gonna take me like investing in people that I truly trust in business. Like, I got my friends, but I'm talking about like just business, like a team. You know, because I'm good at a lot of stuff, but there are some stuff that's not my cup of tea, or it's nothing that I just feel like I excel in. Like, when it comes to content creation, like shorts and all of that, I feel like that is a skill for someone who truly has a passion for it. And she is not I am not her, we are not me. Seriously, I just feel like the kids, they just be doing so much with these videos, and they just know how to just make it so futuristic. And baby, I just be trying to make sure I stay in frame. Like, so I would want to bring someone on that's more tech savvy, that loves to edit stuff, that can kind of film the different angles. That's another thing. I be seeing people I'm like, do y'all really go and just set up your tripod, film like 30 seconds, set up a tripod somewhere else, film like just to get all these different angles, or do y'all just have multiple cameras? Like, either way, I'm not trying to do none of that. That's what I'm saying. Look, I want to grow my YouTube channel even more, and I want to grow my TikTok app. The TikTok. Yes, I want to grow TikTok, but I think I would need somebody to really film and edit me. Like, that's something I want. I also want to redo my website, and that's something I'm trying to find someone else to do for me, because I don't necessarily want to do it. Anything that's like, I feel like it's another skill I have to learn, I just be so uninterested, because I went to school for so freaking long. Like, I gotta think, I did 5 years of undergrad, 2 years of my master's, and 4 years of my doctorate. I'm tired of learning stuff. Like, I'm so tired of learning stuff. So please, let me, Lord, send the people my way to help me build a team. So that's something I would really, really like to do. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, I'm in the business of doing everything for my inner child, doing all things for my inner child. And I think you should too. Don't let fear or I'm going to be awkward because I'm going to this by myself. Like, I went to the cooking class. Yeah, I was the only single there. People were either there with their friends or they were there as a couple. I was the only, and everybody was like, oh, you by yourself? Oh, well, good for you. You're damn right. Good for me. Okay, I ain't got a Velcro. I ain't got to be with somebody in order to have a good time. And I just talked to everybody around me, and it was fun. I really enjoyed it. But I think people just, they think like you have to have someone, even if it's just your best friend or your friend, you have to have someone. Sorry, y'all, I'm starting to get tired. I've been tired, now I'm starting to get tired. But they feel like you gotta have someone in order to enjoy life. No, you don't. If you want to travel by yourself, if you want to go out to dinner by yourself, go to the movies by yourself, if you want to do anything, you can do it. But if you keep waiting on people, you're gonna always feel like you need people. And you don't need people to live a good life. Like, don't get me wrong. I definitely think God created us to be in community with one another. You don't have to do everything with somebody. Let me say that. You can have things where it's just you. And I think sometimes we think it's just us. It needs to be us laying in bed, sleep, or, having some solitude time at home. But sometimes it's just going out, picking flowers, go to the farmer's market. Like, all those things are things you can do by yourself. You can do anything by yourself. But don't feel like you can't live a good life if you don't have someone joining in on your experiences, because sometimes you might be in a season where you don't have people there, whether it's that you moved, whether it's that you moved, or, you go through a divorce, whatever the case, like, there's so many things. You might become an empty nester, whatever the case may be. There might be times where you just don't have anyone to do things with. And it does not mean you just stop living because you, like, talk to the people there. Like, most people are going to be shy, or, they just are going to be, I'm going to say, naturally friendly. Now, everybody may not be all daffodils and rainbows. I'm not saying that. But for the most part, I believe in my heart that I'm going to always gravitate towards good people. And I'm gonna know when someone just doesn't give me the right vibes, or we're just not vibing well, and that's okay too. But I generally go in with the idea that if I go to an event, I'm gonna meet someone that's just like me, as far as, a little shy, but trying to put yourself out there, having a little anxiety about meeting people and being alone, whoop-de-woo. I feel like I'm gonna meet somebody. So I go in there with positive intentions and optimism. That might not always be the case that I experience that, but it's more cases that I do than I don't. Like, I cannot really name too many times where I've went somewhere and just felt like people were just outrightly rude or mean or whatever. I haven't had that experience. But again, I know that's not everybody's experience, but for me, you still have to even when you encounter those type of people, like, you still have to put yourself out there. You still have to try. Like, we're so afraid of being rejected, but you're rejecting yourself. Like, you're saying I'm not good enough, because if you really feel like you're good enough, you're going to still go. You're going to still be happy, and you're not going to care what other people think about it. Because guess what? Everybody got an opinion, but a lot of it comes from a miserable place. They're not happy with themselves. So guess what? Misery loves a little company. I want to make her feel insecure. I want to make her feel uncared for, unloved, or not lovable, whatever the case may be. And if you know yourself and you standing on business and standing 10 toes in who you are, then that stuff really don't shake you. You just know, like, okay, that person is really not happy with themselves. So let me just, wish them all the well, wish them all the best, and keep it moving. But I think we get so caught up in, like, we still in high school. Like, a lot of us, at least if you're watching this, we're probably in the same age, or you might be a little older than me. This ain't high school anymore. Like, no. You ain't gotta worry about sitting at the cool table. Like, make your own damn table or pull up a seat at the table. I don't care. Create your own table. I'm always cool with creating my own table. And everybody is welcomed at my table. Like, it's no only a certain type of person can come to my table, or it's all love over here. It's all kind. Now, I'm also not the one or two, so don't try me because that mouth is slick. But I'm gonna be honest with you. But I'm also a very upfront person. If I don't like something, I'm gonna just say it. If I feel like someone's trying to do something harmful to me, I'm gonna say it. But other than that, I'm like, yeah, this ain't working for me. But again, put yourself out there. Don't allow fear to determine how you show up in this life. How does it serve you to try to contort yourself to be who you think other people would accept you as, or who they want you to be? I'm gonna already tell you it doesn't serve you. So I'm gonna need you to go out there and live your life, baby. Go out there and live. You'll be just fine. And if you're struggling with knowing who your most authentic self is, or internalizing other people's behavior because of past experiences, then baby, go to therapy. Go to therapy. Check all Psychology Today, therapy for Black girls, Black female therapists, therapy for Black men, you name it, openpathcollective.org, all the things. Just go check all those resources and find you a therapist. Use your EAP if you got a job. But yeah, okay. I remember when I used to do my hair standing up in my early 20s. I used to do my hair standing up. Now I have to always bring a chair in the bathroom. I have to always, but look at her. Listen, y'all, let me turn around. Let me turn around. Oh, hold on. Can y'all see me? Yep, y'all can. Look at her. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep these in for a couple of days. I think I'm gonna do a middle part, I be trying to do my little deep side because my hair be so uneven. I be trying to do my little deep side parts all the way. Like, I usually do it all the way out the deep. But I think I could do a little middle part. Yeah. What y'all think? Middle part or a side part? Y'all let me know. Oh, sorry. I think the side part won. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this in for a couple days. All right, y'all. Well, that's it. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe for mental health and Microlocs content. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.